Julie, and I will be doing my presentation on childhood obesity. Okay, so throughout the past 30 years, the obesity rate in our country has doubled from 5 to 15%. And that statistic comes from the Journal of Pediatrics. My purpose of choosing childhood obesity as my topic is to persuade everyone here that childhood obesity is a problem in our country and it needs to be evaluated. I'm going into the pediatric nursing field and I'm interested in the topic very much so. I hope to one day work with children and help them with a lot of diseases such as, eating disorders and obviously on the other end, obesity. My two best sources were my interview with Lisa Bell. She's a pediatric nurse at the Cleveland Clinic. She's been in the field for 20 years and she absolutely loves it. She gave me great feedback on diseases such as childhood obesity that she deals with. And my second best source was the Journal of Pediatrics. So first I will explain the problem of childhood obesity, and then I will go into the solution, and then I will finally finish with the future. So then I will explain a step-by-step solution of decreasing childhood obesity, and finally I will shine light into the future if there is no change with the disease. So first, let's evaluate why parents and children alike should be concerned and educated on the issue of childhood obesity. So first, we're going to be talking about the problems. As you can see here, it's a little girl and she's injecting herself with insulin. She has type 2 diabetes. So the cause is definitely overeating. Lisa backed me up on that 100%. She said there are a lot of children that overeat due to their parents overfeeding them and they may not realize, how much food they're giving their child. The second would be the lack of physical activity and also related diseases such as type 2 diabetes. The Journal of Pediatrics, which is one of my main sources, really highlighted on that. Also non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The Journal of Pediatrics also really looked at that. And then contributing risk factors. If the parents are obese, the child is very likely to be obese. Having a TV in your bedroom as a young child, that promotes a sedentary lifestyle, so children are more likely to sit and watch TV versus outside kicking a ball. And also, children in poverty-stricken areas, maybe areas that are more run down, that don't have as many outdoor playgrounds and different things. And then also, that statistic came from the Nutrition Journal. So now that we've looked at the problem of childhood obesity, we're now going to turn to the solutions. So the first solution definitely is incorporating daily physical activity, whether that activity be at home, during family time, or at school, meaning more gym classes and whatnot. Also, we have to educate about the long-term effects. As a child, if you're obese, you're way more likely to be obese as an adult. Also, we need to look at healthier alternatives such as clean eating and home-cooked meals versus eating out. Or even when you're eating out, maybe choosing, apples versus fries. Even if you do have to eat out due to you being busy, there are definitely other solutions to the situation. Also, less takeout, smaller portions, that's a huge one. So now, after looking at the solutions, let's take a glance into the future of the disease if there is no change implemented. The future of childhood obesity, we're going to discuss the disadvantages if it is not solved. So the future. Here's a picture I have. I found this really interesting. Here's a mother and her daughter. And the daughter, you can tell she's about 7 or 8 and she looks like she weighs how much an 18-year-old should, but obviously the weight isn't, proportioning because she's an obese child. And, I also found from the Journal of Pediatrics that children that are obese are more likely to have mental issues because they're going to be faced with, getting made fun of and different things. So not only being physically obese will cause a problem, but, the mental situation of the child isn't good either. So More disease. We'll have increased type 2 diabetes, breast, colon, and prostate cancers, and that's from the American Heart Journal. We also will have more obese families, and you know, when your family's obese and you're accustomed to eating all the time, and you know, you might not see it as a problem because that's how your family lives. Also, younger children becoming obese, and also, in short, children living shorter lives because they have, you know, clogged arteries at a younger age. They could have potentially a stroke, a heart attack, plenty of things. And with all of these added diseases, in turn, comes increased healthcare coverage costs. So, more disease, more costs. So it's very, very, you know, important that we tackle this issue now, because it will cause problems in the future for children who, you know, might not know, you know, any different because they've grown up in an obese family. And that's why it's definitely the school's responsibility to educate and to promote healthy lifestyles. So, in conclusion, 60% of overweight 5 to 10-year-olds have at least one cardiovascular risk, and that is from childhood obesity, the health issue. So, my purpose here was to encourage parents to keep their children healthy and decrease the amount of obese children. Also, the problem we covered today is the problem of childhood obesity, how to solve the childhood obesity problem, and also the future of childhood obesity if it is not decreased. So, we have to take charge now, and we have to keep kids happy and healthy.